All right, here's what I wanted to get to next. What's up? This is the idea of supper. Supper, she talks about this in her book, Body Thrive, that you're all getting in your little your kit. So supper, I just pulled this right from Wikipedia. It was originally the second lighter evening meal. The main meal of the day, called dinner, used to be served closer to what is now lunchtime, around the middle of the day, but crept later over the centuries, mostly over the course of the 19th century, which I'm guessing had something to do with the Industrial Revolution, when people were moved from farms into factories, and we just got a lot more production oriented. When dinner is still at an early time, eating a lighter supper in the evening was very common. Not always. Okay, so that's that. And then looking down here to the etymology of the word, it comes from soup. So supper, it sounds like there's etymologies that both supplemental, that it is this kind of extra meal of the day, and that it's soup. So it's going to be something that's light. And really, I'll recommend like a soup or a salad. My go-to for the earlier lighter dinner is a soup or a salad. It's something that I don't have to spend a lot of time prepping. It's something that I know is going to be easy. It's kind of like a non-production. Soup, I kind of fell in love with soup a couple of years ago, and that I can make a big soup in the beginning of the week. And if I don't invite all my friends over and they eat it, then I actually had dinner for like, the next 4 or 5 nights. So if we want to start trading soup recipes, I'm all about that. We can use the Facebook forum for that as well. Okay, here's some Ayurveda. I don't want anybody to get too like bogged down or intimidated by the Ayurveda, but basically what you're seeing here is a clock. Okay, and these different words that are inside the three different portions of the clock, they're known as the doshas. And Ayurveda is very elemental. So it deals with fire, earth, water, air, and ether. And they've acknowledged that they tend to be these dominant energies that govern different times of the day. Okay, so pitta, which is fire and water, is the digestion mode, they're saying. And the pitta time of the day, the time when the digestive fire, remember how I mentioned earlier, they think of in Ayurveda, the digestion like fire, because you put it in, it changes it comes out as something different, and you get energy from it. So very much like if you were to put a log in a campfire, that log is not going to look the same as it did when you put it in when it comes out, right? It's actually going to be transformed. And not only is it going to be transformed, but it's going to fuel the fire, and energy will be produced from the log. So this is very akin to the way that we take in food. We get caloric energy from the food that we put in, and hopefully the food doesn't look the same coming out as it looked when it went in. Okay, so pitta is this digestion mode, and they're saying that there is a time of day when the digestive fires are highest, and that time of day is between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. So the suggestion is, from an Ayurvedic perspective, the suggestion is to eat your biggest meal, and to eat the meal that's going to deliver the most nutritional density to you in that time when the digestive fires are this high. Personally, I kind of expand this out to maybe like a 3-4 p.m. window. But yeah, no, more or less, like I have been getting my big nutritious meal in as my lunch. From there, they go into the Vata time of the day. Vata is more air and ether. Think about your day between 2 and this is 6 p.m. down here. Like 2 and 6 p.m., there really is some productivity available for us. There is some creative energy. And then after 6, between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m., they call this the kapha time. Kapha is water and earth. You see the downward arrow because the energy is now moving downward. There is a grounding quality to this time of day. And so to load on a ton of food into the system during the grounding time of day, it's like that's like increasing like. We're already kind of getting grounded. We're getting into the body. We want to digest. We want to eat food during the digestive time. And now look, this is interesting because you'll notice on each side of these, it's not only noon, it's midnight. It's not only AM, it's PM. So the whole thing, the whole cycle actually repeats. And so once we hit 10 p.m., the body kicks back into pitta, right? And this is the opportunity in our sleep that we actually get to cleanse. Like the body has a time to cleanse itself if there's not extra food in there that the body would have to take care of otherwise, right? So when we eat a heavier later dinner, we miss out on that cleansing opportunity that the body has during the sleep cycle. All right. And then we wake up in the morning, it's breakfast, we break the fast, and yeah, so that's that. I do want to pause again. Like I said, don't get bogged down or worried about the different terms. If you're into the Sanskrit and you want to know more about it, ask, Google it, YouTube it. She uses it throughout Body Thrive a little bit. The same habits that we're going to be doing are laid out in this book. So this is big source material for us. Okay.